Welcome back to the program. 321-1310, 877-235-1310. All right, back to the phones. Apologize for keeping people waiting. Matt, thank you for holding. I really do appreciate it.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I felt compelled to tell you a little story.
Okay. I like stories.
I have a 6-year-old son. He came home the other day, and he was all excited because they were learning about history in school. So I'm a big history guy. I was in the military. So he knows how much this enthused me. So I was all excited to try to teach him and help him learn. So I went out and bought the Rush Revere book about the history of the presidency.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the book?
I am. I have it downstairs on my desk.
Yes. So he was all excited, so he took it to school the next day to share it with his class and stuff like that. I get a phone call from the school telling me that my son brought inappropriate material to school. So I was, I'm shocked. I'm like, oh, man. So I go and pick him up, and I meet with the principal, and I said, well, what was the material that was inappropriate that he brought? And he showed me the book. And I said, I was baffled. I was like, how is this inappropriate? And he said that the writers and illustrators of this book are not allowed in the school.
What school?
I'm not going to dime him out.
Well, okay. So what school district?
It's Marshall School District.
Okay, in Marshall School District, that is not appropriate.
I guess.
Because Rush is the writer and the illustrators are sympathetic to Rush's viewpoint.
I would have to agree, yeah.
That is absolutely against the law.
I agree 100%.
Now, of course, that's going to require, well, here's what I would do. You talk to the administrators, right? Do you have a letter or anything like that they gave you? Okay.
No.
Then I would, two things. I would first go to the school board and see if you can plead your complaint to the school board. And if that fails, then we must run this up the flagpole again. We're coming up on budget time, Matt. We're coming up on budget time. And Tony Evers is telling everybody that all of those schools just need so much more money. And you know what? Nothing is ever done to address what I've constantly harped on this program for years, the content problem of the classroom. You're a parent. You should be able to send whatever you want to school with your child as long as it isn't profane, pornographic, or violent, and that should be A-okay. And if your 6-year-old, so it's first grade, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so is that he wanted to show his friends, he wanted to share this with his friends. If he wants to do that, that's what first grade's all about.
Oh, I agree with you 100%, ma'am.
And by the way, folks, if you have the Rush Revere book or any book that is conservative in nature that you've shared with your children, send your kids to school with it. I think everybody needs to, parents are so afraid to out themselves. And that's part of the problem. That's part of what the left wants is you being afraid to out yourself. I'm glad you weren't, Matt. But a lot of parents are afraid because they're afraid that something's bad is going to happen to their children. Nothing bad's going to happen to your children. The worst thing that's going to happen to your children is they're stuck in those crappy schools and being indoctrinated by liberals. That's the bad stuff that's happening to your kids.
Amen.
As a parent, you sending your kid to school with, he's a material that shows he's a proud American, or he supports the military, or he supports our founding fathers, or maybe it's a copy of Schoolhouse Rock, something like that. Parents need to start standing up and being counted so that, you don't... your silence is allowing them to amass more power over you and your kids. So I'm throwing that out there. Matt, you're brave. Thank you very much for everything you've done. And you let me know if you contact the school board and what they say. And if necessary, I will fly that up the flagpole for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for holding, Matt. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to make you wait so long. I'm glad Matt waited. So he sends his kid to school, Marshall Schools, with the Rush Revere book. And I've got this book. It's adorable. It's an adorable book. I've got it downstairs. And because the author, the Marshall School District, said he could not have that inappropriate material inside the classroom.